Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Gene. Today we're going to be talking about an article from 9to5 Mac. Apple releases second public beta of iOS 14.5 with new emoji, music app changes, and more. This is from Chance Miller, Wednesday, February 17th, 2021, 10:04 a.m. Pacific Time. His Twitter handle is Chance H. Miller @. Following the release to developers yesterday, Apple has released iOS 14.5 Beta 2 public beta users today. iOS 14.5 Beta 2 makes continued refinements to the new features coming to iPhone and iPad users this spring. Apple has also released a second public beta of watchOS 7.4 today. Some of the new features in iOS 14.5 Beta 2 are: the music app includes new swipe gestures for adding songs to your queue, as well as new popover menus for other controls. iOS 14.5 adds new shortcuts for taking screenshots, changing orientation, lock, and more. Excuse me. With iPad iOS 14.5, iPad 8th generation, iPad Air 4th generation, iPad Pro 11-inch 2nd generation, iPad Pro 12.9-inch 4th generation, now mute the built-in microphone when its Smart Folio is closed. Full coverage of the new iPad privacy features. iOS 14.5 adds over 200 new emojis to iPhone, including AirPods Max-inspired headphone design. Users on Reddit suggest that iOS 14.5 Beta 2 fixes green tint issue affecting some iPhone owners. If you're running iOS 14 public beta, you can update iOS 14 public beta 2 by heading to the Settings app, choosing Software Update, and installing this available update. If you don't see it immediately, keep checking, as it may take a few minutes to hit your device. Now let's see a video on the iOS 14.5 Beta 2 changes and features and what's new. Boom.
So Apple has been on a roll with their latest betas. We get new emoji, over 200 new emoji, although there is sort of a asterisk involved with that. But not just new emoji, we also get much welcomed and brand new music app functionality. We're going to talk about that. And you can now boot your iPad in landscape mode and get a landscape boot up process, even without connecting to an external keyboard. And there's some brand new shortcut actions as well. Check it out. So this is beta 2 for iOS 14.5. And the last beta had tons of new features. And this beta is really chock full of features as well. We're going to look here into the Settings tab, go into the Software Update section. You're going to notice this is the original beta 1, and comparatively, beta 2 isn't looking as nice. It doesn't have that nice little green check mark on the software updates to let you know you're at the latest version. Now, of course, beta 1 brought the ability to unlock with Apple Watch while sporting a mask, right? You can still do the same thing here on beta 2, but you get an updated UI, slightly updated UI for your Apple Watch. Here's what it looks like on beta 2. Compare that to beta 1. Beta 2 is looking a little bit better. So in beta 2, Apple definitely showed the Shortcuts app some love. You get several new actions to choose from, and I'll briefly show you those right now. So first up is the Take Screenshot action. So it does exactly what it says it does. It allows you to take a screenshot using Shortcuts, which is really cool. You could probably think about all sorts of really interesting things you could do with this. What I did, I just made it so it takes a screenshot, uploads that screenshot to image hosting platform, and then copies the URL, public URL, to the clipboard. So I just ran it. You saw it gave me a URL, paste that URL in Safari, and there's our shortcut. Super simple, super easy. I'm sure you could probably think of some better things to do with it than that. That was actually kind of lame. So anyway, let's talk about the next one. This is the orientation lock action. So again, does what it says it does. Allows you to either turn it on or off, or toggle it on if it's off and off if it's on. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out. So you see the orientation lock. So that allows you to lock your device into portrait mode so it won't auto rotate. So when I execute the shortcut, you can see it turns it on. And when I execute it again, you see it toggles it back off. What ways could you see to use that? Let me know down below in the comments. And then finally, we have set voice in data mode action. So we can go in there and set the connectivity for our cellular to LTE or 5G or 5G on. And you can choose between your primary and secondary SIM if you have a dual SIM setup. All right, let's talk about music, because the music app gets shown a lot of love in 14.5 beta 2. In that last beta, remember, you get the exact release date, but there's a whole host of other new things here in beta 2. So you're going to find much more fluid popovers. No longer do you have that little sheet that comes up from the bottom of the screen for a lot of these options. Now you get these quick and fluid popovers that respond pretty much instantly. I definitely prefer this to the sheets that pop up from the bottom of the screen. It's just much faster, the animations are quicker, and just easier to use in my opinion. So here is the previous beta, and I'm going to just simply add a few songs to my library and download. And this just helps you to get a sense of the differences. They are very subtle, but they are differences nonetheless between these two betas. So notice the sheet that you get from the bottom of the screen when I tap this button. See that sheet? And the animation takes a little while to appear on screen. So let's talk about some of the other features. You get a more conspicuous remove button, so you don't accidentally remove a song from your library. So you tap remove there, it just kind of blends in with all the other options. But here, when you either delete or remove from your library, it's red and it stands out. There's also a new add/download glyph in the upper right-hand corner. So when I add a album to my library, you see a little differences between beta 1 and beta 2. And there's a new downloaded track indicator as well, the little glyph next to the downloaded track, which is really nice actually, because when you download music on prior versions, you really have no indication that you have those music tracks downloaded. And you also find a play button in the popover, which works just like the play button on the main album page. And you'll also find a show album button when tapping one of the ellipsis buttons next to one of the tracks, which is nice. Allows you to quickly warp to that album. And of course, it'll highlight the track that you selected from that album. But here's what's really cool about 14.5 beta 2. You get these swipe gestures. So if you swipe right, you get the option to play next or to play last. Look at that. And this is super handy because these are two often used functions, and now they are right there at your fingertips. Swipe right next to the track that you want to play next or play last, and notice a long swipe will play next. So that is really cool. Let me show you again. Long swipe automatically plays next. Play next, just like that. So play next is obviously used more than play last. All right, but there's also a left swipe. So if you left swipe, you can add to your library. So you just swipe, tap the little plus button to add to our library, or you can simply long swipe to automatically add to the library so you don't have to tap again. So that's really cool. Now, if a song is already added to your library, swipe again, you get options to delete or to download. So I just download it. You see the little new glyph indicator. Or if you long swipe, that will automatically download. And then if I swipe again, I can delete, or I can long swipe to delete a downloaded track, just like that. And one of the great things about the previous beta is that when you ask Siri to play a track, it would actually present to you all the various music apps you had and give you an option of choosing one of those music apps to play or to request your music via Siri. And this would basically make that app the default application. So when you would go ahead and request other songs, it would automatically route to that particular application without having to specify the name of the app. That was really cool. It's something we've been waiting on for a long time to appear. Basically, it's a de facto default music playback experience. But unfortunately, I find that I don't have that ability in this second beta. Maybe it's just my device. What have you guys found? Let me know down below in the comment section. But notice when I request a song, okay, no pop-up asking me what app I want to use. And even when I request a song to play back via Spotify, that will of course work. Let me give it access to my data here.
Oh, Friday night.
So
Okay.
that
Good.
does work, but if I request again, follow up that request, it will revert back to just standard music app. So the functionality present in the previous beta, even though it was half-baked, was appreciated, but that seems to have been rolled back. And although not specific to this beta, you'll find record label groupings within Apple Music as well. Wild Nothing's Nocturne is actually one of my favorite albums from a few years back. But at the bottom, you see the link to the record label, and that will show all the releases associated with that label, and presumably the ability to view, all record labels will come down the pipeline eventually. And in the last beta, you could boot up with a landscape Apple logo if you had your device connected to like a Magic Keyboard. But in beta 2, you can boot up in horizontal landscape mode with the properly oriented Apple logo without connecting to a Magic Keyboard like you had to do in the previous beta. The Apple logo will orient itself properly based on how the device is positioned when you turn it on. So if I'm turning it on in portrait mode, you'll see the proper orientation for the Apple logo, just like that. Starting in 2020, iPad models featured hardware microphone disconnects similar to Macs. So this would prevent microphone audio data from being made available to any software, even with root or kernel privileges, when connected to an MFI compliant case like the Magic Keyboard, for instance. Well, in 14.5 Beta 2, that functionality has been implemented via software for certain iPad models. And of course, we couldn't complete this video without talking about the 200 plus new emoji characters, which is really sort of misleading because there are only a few new emoji characters, but the majority come from the ability to basically customize skin tones for couple pairings. So when you long press on the couple, you'll be able to select the skin tone for each member, and all those combinations count as an additional emoji. But there are still a few standalone emoji as well, like the face exhaling emoji. And there's also the face in the clouds emoji. And there's also spiral eyes, which reminds me of one of my favorite movies. Shout out Fantastic Mr. Fox. And there are additional ones as well, like the heart on fire. And there's also the mending heart. And there are others as well. Be sure to check out emojipedia.com for more details. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on 14.5 Beta 2? What's your favorite new feature? I know what mine is. That swipe to up next functionality in the music app. Thumbs up if you appreciate this video, and subscribe for more videos like this. This is Jeff with 9 to 5 Mac.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for watching that video on Apple releases second public video, public iOS update. And we hope that you've enjoyed this video I've made today. And please comment, comment, please, like, dislike, and let me know how you enjoyed it. And we thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.